Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today we're going to have a look at a species of tree that creates a fantastic root system, not very strong, and it's part of the birch tree family. And today we got to get rid of it because they have a tendency to fall over. What was that? You said, oh, Steve, you got a new hat? Oh yeah. Have a look at this baby. She's a beauty. I got her from Green Valley Kubota. Big shout out to my buddy Luke over at Green Valley Kubota. He's in Ontario in Green Valley, and he'll deliver probably, a maximum of 100-kilometer range. So anybody in Gatineau or in Quebec, Canada, he will gladly help you out. He's got a huge selection of stock, and I really want to thank him for hooking me up with some new hats and a new coat. So let's get on, let's get that tractor out, and let's get that tree out. And when we get there, I want to tell you all about it. So stick around. Let's hit it. Right, guys, so today we're going to be using my Stihl, and the cool thing about the Stihl is it comes in a combi pack, which is really kind of cool because now you got a whipper stipper, now you don't. So I'm going to bring you guys through this. It's the KM 111R, and I'm going to do a review on my Stihl combi package because I think anybody who owns a small homestead or a couple acres like I do, this is the ultimate tool. So today we're going to put the power head in the tractor, and we're also going to get, yes, a mini chainsaw to go with that. Of course, we need to bring our safety gear, gloves, whatnot, hat, and I don't think we're going to bring anything else. So on that note, we're going to take all this stuff over to that tree. We're going to saw it up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this species of tree that is really pretty native to Canada. Let's get going. Alright guys, so let's just have a look at the tree that I want to talk about today. Primarily, what we're going to take out is this here. This all had fallen. Now, this species of tree is called an alder. And I'll give you a little bit of a close-up because it flowered a while ago. And then it starts making, like, they're like berries, but they almost come out like walnuts. Let's see if I can get in close. So the alder tree is really native to North America. It can be found in about 30 different countries. It is absolutely a cool tree because it doesn't rot. It lives in marshy areas. I don't know if you guys can see back in there, but that's all like marshy areas, and you can see them how they kind of fallen over there and standing straight up here. And of course this one on my property fell over. But the alder tree is actually part of the birch family. It's been coming from the birch family. So as you can see, these trees are kind of cool. This is what they look like when they kind of dry up. But the tree is really cool itself. Like I said, it comes from the birch family. It really grows in swampy areas. It's a very soft wood. It doesn't rot with all that moisture. But the cool thing about it is that if you take it out of the moisture and you move it over to somewhere like here, the wood becomes really hard. It starts hardening up after a while. So it still thrives with all the moisture, but at the same time, once it's out of a marshy environment, it really hardens up and thickens up and becomes a hardy wood. It's not the best wood for burning. It's not going to give you the BTUs that you're looking for. But in this particular situation, what you got here in my yard is in the back there, it's a little bit swampy. So the wood stays really wet and moist, and it becomes very pliable. So a bit of wind and they'll go over. If you can see way in the back there, there's a bunch of alders, and they're kind of going sideways because once they get to be too tall, they become too heavy. The wood is too wet and just doesn't have the rigidity of, say, something that's out of the marshy area. So a couple of years ago, this alder started falling over. This year it started killing all the grass here. So we're going to chop it up. We're going to throw it on the fire pit and get rid of it. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys have any marshy areas around your place? Because as you can see in my particular area, it's full of these alders. They're everywhere. You got a maple trying to go back there. But again, when it's too wet, too damp, too moist, it ain't going to happen. So we're going to clean up this alder here. And eventually it would be cool to clean up back there a little bit and maybe add a little bit of soil just to thicken it up. So we're going to rip out that Stihl with the combi saw on it. We're going to saw this up. We're going to bring it on the fire pit. Hope you enjoy. Stick around. All right, guys. So when you're using chainsaws and machinery that could hurt you or stuff could fall on you, I like to use protective gloves, especially something with a face shield and something to help your ears. So with all that said, let's get going. Alright guys, I thought I'd take this opportunity to just show you how to cut a branch when it's on the ground so that you don't have any whiplash or backdraft from the saw itself. So we want to start from the bottom of the branch and cut up, and then come from the top and cut down. Safety first. Guys, so we started loading up the branches, as you can see, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to just show you alder wood. Hopefully you guys can see that, but you can see that it's not a very hard wood. It's very soft when it's soaking wet, and over time when it loses water or it's not in such a marshy area, it will harden up like a maple or an oak or whatever. The bark on it, it's not even like bark, it's almost like a film, a tape around it. But it grows like weeds. So it'll be back in a couple of years, that's for sure. Alright guys, so we made it to the fire pit, but I wanted to take this small opportunity to show you this guy. This guy here is quite poisonous. So when you're working in and around your yard cutting trees or leaves, you want to watch out for this guy. I've been stung by this guy. It is extreme pain. A lot of times they land on you and they prick you with those white little pricklers like needles. I really don't know the name of it. There's no question that it's a caterpillar, but man, he's a real pain in the neck and it hurts for like 2 days. So unfortunately, I think he's gonna meet his maker, because we're putting those elders on the fire. You can see I still have some scrap left from when I did the deck, and don't worry, that is the new pressure treated system where it doesn't matter if it burns, it doesn't hurt the environment in any way. So we're going to take that load and we're going to put it on the fire, and that's going to pretty much do it for this project. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you got any elders on your property, and do you have problems with them? Are they in a marshy area, in a dry area? And can anybody please tell me what kind of caterpillar that is? You got to watch out for that one. That one is toxic, and man, does it ever hurt. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. God bless. Have a super week. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.